Hey guys, this is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast.
And this is David with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. How y'all doing?
See, we actually do kind of get along every now and then, but in all actuality, I still don't like him. But anyhow, we're here live at the Whiskey Cantina, which is my bar in my house. I wish you could see it all, but we only have this camera going right here. We're having to share it like we're some kind of, I don't know, unpleasant lovers. But anyhow, so tonight with this starting this, before we get going on our show that's going to be about the season, what we've gotten, what we're still in search for, what was probably the biggest accomplishment, how this group has worked for us on that. You know, prior to all that, I had mentioned in the chat, everybody's been talking about Frank Sinatra, the Jack Daniels Frank Sinatra. So David and I are going to try it. I don't like Jack Daniels. I can tell you from the smell of it, it smells like Jack Daniels.
It does.
All right. But I'm going to trust you guys, and we're going to see what we got here. That's a solid pour. There you go. And it doesn't have a bad smell when it comes out of the bottle. I think it's because it's in the bottle. Just brings back PTSD moments. Anyhow. All right, I'm gonna have to admit, it's not bad. It's really not bad at all.
It's incredibly smooth.
It is incredibly smooth. I can see that being a nice, in the ways of Frank Sinatra, I can see that being a nice nightcap. I really could.
Yeah.
That does have a nice, it doesn't have an aftertaste like typical Jack Daniels does. And I like how it resonates, kind of like it starts in the middle of the tongue and pushes out to the outside and kind of sits there before it falls
It ends
down.
with a warmth.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Done slowly, but it's not a burn. It is just a warmth.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, anyway, there you go, guys. Cheers. Everybody, welcome to the show. Mo, what are you drinking, brother?
Me?
I was talking to me, unless someone else's name, Mo.
I'm joining you, dude.
There you go.
Nice.
I thought what better excuse, not that I need one, to break out a bottle of Jack, is to join you guys in a pour. So yeah, there's nothing I can say about it that hasn't already been said or by good selves. It's smooth as a snail's lips. It really is. Absolutely beautiful whiskey.
I don't really know how smooth that is, but okay.
But now you're thinking about it.
Oh, I was thinking about it as soon as it rolled off his tongue. I was like,
Now it's like my job is done.
yeah, I'm verklempt the rest of the show. Rob, what are you drinking, brother?
Me, I am just going to crack into my Maker's Mark 2020 limited release SE4.
Nice.
It's a good one.
So we're going to give that a whirl here.
I personally like that.
Great things about it. So this is I'm looking forward to it. I was able to find it last bottle on the shelf in Tiffin, Ohio.
Wow.
There you go.
And you probably picked it up for MSRP, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
The anger of everyone else.
No, we can get it. You can get it here pretty close to MSRP. At least I have. Jay, what are you drinking, brother? Welcome to the show.
Hey,
It's delicious.
good to see you. So I have a friend who has a store out in Fairview, pretty good haul away from here. But he did this pick of it's this Backbone Bourbon, guys. It's called Bone Snapper Rye, and it is phenomenal. It's
Nice.
His store is called Fairview Wine and Spirits.
That's over there where Jonathan's at.
Are you saying that's a store pick or?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, because I've had the regular Bone Snapper Rye. It was okay. I was a little underwhelmed, so I'm wondering about if a store pick is something above that. I don't know if you can compare or not. I was just curious.
At barrel strength and a store pick like that, you really can't go wrong. It is a caramel apple bomb in your mouth. It's delicious.
Oh no.
And I don't like rye, so I will tell you right now, I'm not a rye guy. So when I like a rye, it's good.
You're
Nice.
saying something. Okay. Yeah, no, because I was curious about that. I've been wanting to get more into ryes, and I've had Bone Snapper. And I was like, not so much. But then, like, if you're endorsing it, then maybe it's worth another look. So there you go.
If you get up to Fairview, check out Don Norman's liquor store, and he will treat you very well.
Cool. That's good to know.
Marky Mark and the Funky
What's
Bunch.
up, my brothers? So I am drinking Perrier. Okay, I'm joking.
No.
This is when I actually forgot that I had this, to be really honest with you.
Brushed
Yeah,
off
I
the
have bourbon in
dust.
two places, really three if you count my dad's. But yeah, this is McKenna. This is what 2019's bourbon of the year, I think. And yeah, I paid $30 for this 2 years ago,
There you
or
go.
for 2 bottles of it. I don't know if you can get it under 50 these days. So good stuff.
Cool.
Very nice.
Jonathan. First off, have you ever been in that store that he's talking about?
I have. That's Don's store out in Fairview is actually the store I really spend a lot of my time at.
No, not time, money. Be honest.
Time is money, Billy. You know that.
So tonight, actually sipping on Old Bardstown, the estate bond.
Mm.
I actually got it through this group. So first sip is a little spicier than I thought, but after I've been sipping on it for a couple of minutes, it's got a good taste, good flavor. So we'll see how the night goes with it.
Very cool. Very cool. Billy.
Yes, sir. Well, a couple of things. First of all, everybody, be good to yourselves.
Oh, that's a rule. We got to drink, everybody.
Yeah. So tonight I'm just sipping on some Eagle Rare.
There you go.
I'm still working, but I do have a little show and tell. I am happy to announce and show that my glass set is set. It's ready. You guys will all be getting one pretty soon. It comes with 2 glasses, whiskey stones,
Pretty awesome.
couple of coasters. Be good to everyone. And of course,
Be good to
be
yourself.
good to yourself.
Dude, I love that.
And yeah, I just posted all over Facebook. So don't you guys worry. Every one of you guys got one coming with your name on it. So it'll show up in the mail sooner enough.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thanks, sir.
DJ.
And Jonathan, by the way, Jonathan and DJ, I need you guys to send me your address, please.
All right, we can do that.
We'll do.
Doing tonight.
Doing well.
Awesome.
DJ.
Sorry, I was a little late. It's my lovely wife's birthday tomorrow, so
Oh, happy birthday to your wife.
Yeah.
Hey,
Birthday.
happy birthday.
November 19th is a good day.
Wednesday, I
And
believe,
my
right?
birthday is tomorrow as well.
I'm
Just
sorry.
about-
It's Rob's birthday tomorrow too. He was
Oh,
saying.
right on.
There you go. Hey,
Perfect. Well,
cheers, guys, and happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Everybody's still turning 29 then. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the I think the 20th anniversary of my 29th birthday. And then some. No, today's Wednesday, so it's Weller Wednesday.
Well, or Wednesday. That's what's up.
Okay.
Weller Wednesday, so I'm drinking Antique 107.
Mm.
It's hands down one of my favorites. And
Mark.
I can't, it's one of those things which you can't really get a lot of, but I was able to trade a couple of Blantons actually for straight across for the Weller. And I mean, to me, it was a great deal because I had a little extra cachet of a Blanton. So it was, and hey, I was down to only one bottle of the 107. So it was a
I
good deal.
was until my boy Rob said I put it in the mail, and I'm like, boom,
There you
back up to 2.
Right? You don't want to finish one till you get the other one.
And I showed you the
Exactly. I've been holding on one.
What was that,
Yes.
Rob? I didn't hear you.
I said, and I showed you the receipt too, so I don't need to hear you didn't send it yet.
No. I know you sent it. I believed you. I believed you the whole time. I just was like,
No, he didn't.
it's probably true too.
I know he
That
didn't.
107 is magical. I got the only bottle of 107 I ever got was James was only on the show once. He paid me for helping him move a couch with a bottle of 107. Then I went to the lake. I drank the whole damn bottle in one night.
Oh my God.
In one night, and I regretted it.
You
Not at
wouldn't
the
try to buy
time.
another one.
I
Yeah.
regretted it the next day.
Wow.
But yeah, oh God, it was good though. It just
I
kept
haven't
going. It
done
just
that since my music days.
it
drinking
just
a
kept
entire bottle.
going, man. It's so good.
I don't care how
Yeah.
good it is. I cut myself off.
I know. I
It's my
normally do.
gout. That's what it is. My gout gets.
Well, so this is so we,
Inside joke.
we got 3 or 4 inches left, and this is probably, well, I shared some with a couple of my my veterans on Veterans Day, but yeah, it's tough to exercise control, self-control over that. You have to kind of push it away and go to something else, or else you turn around, it'll be gone.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's
So
what
actually,
happened.
I'm looking
was
forward to
weak.
sharing some of that stuff with Jay. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ganado for sure.
Well, I
Okay,
am heading back to Ohio actually tomorrow now for 2 days tomorrow and 3 days next week. I got called back off of vacation, so
Really.
I'm gonna be checking the my Ohio stores on their delivery days to see if they got their deliveries in.
Well, that takes us to our next topic of discussion. And I don't care where we start and who wants to go first. Yeah, I do. You want to go ahead and pour me some? Be nice.
Absolutely.
Well, we are moving over to what is that? I'll let you introduce it.
This is called Hulling Station. We were talking about hunts and stuff like that. For the first time, I was requested from a friend of mine, ours maybe,
No,
mostly mine,
most of yours.
from Texas. He's like, "Hey, can you find this? Can you find this?" It was called Old Dominic, and I was like, "Well, Old Dominic is the distiller, and they have like some kind of liqueur nonsense or whatever." And I was like, "This can't be right." But then they have one called Hulling Station. It's out of Memphis, I believe. It's a straight wheat whiskey. Apparently, you cannot find it at all in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So this is my first time going hunting for a particular bottle and then packaging it up and mailing it as olive oil to a friend. My first time doing it, and because only on the fact that he was so interested in it, I was like, I want a bottle for myself. So we're going to try this presently.
But if we don't like it, it's Chris's
I
fault.
see an edit in your future.
We just spit it out in disgust.
So anyway,
Which takes a lot.
let's talk about the hunt, what we're still looking for, what we've gotten. Have we been pleased so far with the hunt this year? And are we humbled by it? Because I think I read where Jay said something about this one day. One of the biggest things you can do is, whether you're in the hunt or not, is be pretty humble about your findings and keep it, shared amongst yourself, amongst your friends. But there's no real reason why the entire world needs to know what you have, unless it's something like on this forum where we're talking about it in an aspect of, hey, did you score out? Did you find what you were looking for? Is there something you're still missing? And so that's where I want to go with this. So I don't care who starts. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna try this.
Well, I will say this. I got some great
Nice
news
note.
yesterday. I have a Michter's 10-year-old rye that will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
So I am loving that.
You did get the
And
10-year?
I got the 10-year Michter's rye.
Nice.
It'll be here tomorrow, and fingers crossed on Friday I will score my first bottle of Stag Senior.
Oh, senior. Okay.
Yes.
Big boy.
So the hunt has been a good hunt. With you guys, taking a lot of advice from Jody about developing relationships with, local stores has been, the two biggest things that's really taken my collection from, okay, this is stuff pretty much anybody can get, to, well, now I have some unicorns. But also I would definitely say one of the biggest advantages, not just the hunt in itself, but just the knowledge and the brotherhood that I've developed with you guys. I got friends I've known since junior high school, and sometimes, just what you can learn and take from a group of people, you cannot put a monetary value on it. So more than a hunt itself, I think for me the biggest treasure is one, the brotherhood, and two, the knowledge that I've gained from you guys.
Thank you.
Sorry for murmuring to
Nice.
ourselves here while you guys are talking.
So we can get this out of the way. So this right here, the taste on this, it actually has a very familiar taste. I don't know what it is. You can definitely taste the wheat, and it has a sweet aspect to it too. It's really smooth. I don't feel that there's any bite to it at all.
No, there's no bite.
Like that's one of the things I rudely interrupted Billy with was I was asking him, what's the proof on that? Because it doesn't feel like it's that stout by any means. It just feels like a sipper, to be honest with you.
It's 90 proof.
So it's 45% alcohol. So it's not bad. I put a piece of ice in it after I had it neat just to see if it opened up a little bit.
What do you think about
I would drink it again. I definitely like
it?
it.
Yeah.
It's solid. It to me is more of like if I'm hanging out with like, I don't know, maybe if I'm watching a movie with the family, or if I'm hanging out with my in-laws. Well, that's not true. My in-laws drink more than I do. Maybe if I'm hanging out with my parents, my mom, that might be something I would want to have as just like a keep the conversation going, but smooth.
It's almost like a caramel kind of taste to it, somewhere in the middle. Kind of smooth and.
That's not what I'm tasting. I'm tasting, and of course, you could have 100 people taste this, and they're gonna come up with something different.
Yeah.
I definitely taste the wheat. It is strong.
Yeah,
The
you
wheat
do
is
taste the wheat.
definitely strong, but I can't tell if it tastes like. It sounds horrible to describe, but this is what I'm envisioning. It's like water going over the wheat, and then that's where the slight alcohol burn is, and then it sucks back in, and it has more of almost like a cinnamon for me. No, a cherry. That's what it is. It's a cherry. That's what we're tasting. It's a cherry taste. That is exactly what that is. It's cherry. That's what it was. That what I was describing. That's exactly what that is.
I still get a caramel, but it's like a caramel with cherry.
Yeah.
Thing.
Anyway. So
yeah. This is nice. Pulling station. This is a.
I would describe Wilderness Trail, dude.
Woo! Love Wilderness Trail.
Wilderness Trail.
I was going to pick up some the other day and I just didn't. I'll be honest with you. The reason why it wasn't is I walked up to, this is the place up in the Crossings in Spring Hill. I've been there a bunch of times. I know the owner wasn't there, and I know that they hide all the good stuff in the back. And I know allocations already been dropped in this, that, and whatever. And I was like, hey, yeah, I had Wilderness in my hand, both the bottles, the wheat, and then there was another one I had both of them. Or it might have been rye. That's what it was, rye and then the bourbon, straight bourbon. I had both of them in my hand. I was like, hey, I'm just going to buy these because even I tell you guys, don't ever go up to the counter and ask to see what they have hidden without something in your hand. All right. So showing you're going to purchase. And their response was, we have select customers for allocation. And I said, Roger that. And I just went and put the bottles back up. I said, they're like, you're not going to buy it? And I'm like, no, I have my own places I go to as well. I'm trying to expand my relationships. And I'll just call the owner because I know the guy personally and say, hey, I just want to let you know your staff, they're kind of I was just wanting to know what you had. I don't even know if I could afford what you have, but at least I just want to know what you've been allocated, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just the way you described the profile, the taste profile you got, that's the way I would describe this.
Is that the rye or the straight bourbon? No, straight bourbon's brown. What is that?
That's the single.
Wilderness Trail bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bourbon.
What's the proof
So
on
the
that one? That's a
wheat
lower
one
proof, I think.
So the wheat one is the brown one? I don't know, but either way, I picked up both those bottles because I've seen both you and Rob.
That's a bottle in Bonmock.
There you go.
Anyway, so moving on. I don't care who goes next. How's the hunt worked out for you?
All right, I'll jump in. So there's been a few bottles that I've wanted, not too many outside of I'll be honest, what I'm really looking for, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. But I've had bottles that I may have or out of or running low on that I wanted. And so you guys have been great helping me find a couple of those. I have a 107 en route because I have one open. I do thank Jody. I thank you and Jack Frost for the Maker's Mark, the SE4. the wood series. Oh, that is so good. I have
It is
two of those.
delicious.
Sent your dad the Blantons?
I have not been able to find those two here. And neither place. When I say neither place, meaning Phoenix or Atlanta. But you guys came through, so I appreciate you for that. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have a whole lot that I specifically want that I probably can't get, except Rock Hill. That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully my boy, I mean, I
It's
have one
so
bottle.
good.
I have a bottle. I'm hoping Billy's gonna be able to convince his person and
Oh, it's already en route. Trust me, I check every day.
all right, you just let me know how much I owe you and when, and it'll be en route to you. And put a little tip on for yourself because it's still gonna be a lot less than the Middle Tennessee pricing.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, here's my thing, Jody. You know, for me, it's not even about that. You know, money can come and go, but the relationships we build are much more important to me. If it was somebody I didn't know, it'd be a different story. But I think for us, part of the benefit of us having this brotherhood and this group is that we don't have to do that, you know, and we can be upfront with the pricing about it. You know, if it was somebody else, of course, yeah, I tack on some shipping and I tax on some personal charges, but for us, it's so much more than that. I mean, listen, between friends and getting these products, if it was about money, I mean, then it wouldn't be about it. It wouldn't be about the group, you know, because you can ask anybody anywhere and they just charge you, and that's what it is. But I don't see money being about it for any of us, you know. If what we paid for, that's what we paid for, you know. Cover the shipping, that's it. But to add something extra, nah.
I agree.
We're deeper.
I agree with you.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead, Mark.
one quick note, fellas. Unfortunately, it won't apply to my UK brethren over there. But
He's like, why?
yeah, well, because a lot of states, if you guys decide that you need something shipped, if you need any olive oil or any pepper sauce shipped, I can get everything in Arizona. So
That's what I was asking Jack today, which I could probably use you as well. Is like, wait a minute, there is a workaround here. I could just use Mark's address, have it all
Sure.
shipped to him, then you tell me what it costs to have it shipped from there to here, and just and that way I can work. Because it used to be we could have everything shipped to our house here. That's how I used to have straight from the barrel Blanton shipped to my house, the gold tops shipped to my house, this that whatever. I had, I mean, all you had to do was be 21. UPS guy would give it to you. That was it. You know. And then I think it was July 31st of 2017. I'm pretty sure that's the date. Tennessee legislators changed that law and made it, which makes no sense. Because I used to get, back when I first moved to Tennessee, I used to have beer shipped to my house from out west, Alaska.
Okay.
I love Alaskan amber beer, which is really good.
Oh, that is good. I've had that at the Moose's Tooth.
Yeah, and whatever the hell that is. But anyway, yeah. I used to get.
You know what that is. You know what that is.
The Dirty Rabbit. Hey, by the way, I looked up the Dirty Rabbit on Instagram. Dude, that's in my search history now. I can't get rid of it.
Did you do it on a school computer? You did, didn't you?
What's that?
You did it on a school computer too, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Did you see any mutual friends on there?
Actually, there was. I was getting ready to say there was a mutual friend on there. Yeah, there was you. I was like, wow, really?
I gotta remember to search that.
Oh,
14,000 miles away. He's gonna be a fan of the Dirty Rabbit. And then I was looking through some of the videos and stuff. I was like, there is no way on God's green earth my wife is ever gonna let me go there. Now I will say that all women were dressed, and I was appreciative of that. But there's just no way. That looks straight up like a place you don't go as a married person, or any person that is in any type of relationship at all.
If I go to Miami, I want to go to the Versailles. If we go to the Dirty Rabbit after that, I don't care. It's fine. I just want to go to the Versailles first. I want that Cuban food.
That's fine. That's fine. Listen, when you're tied to the strip,
and I am old enough to get in, Billy. By the way,
I will see. You can go as Jay's son.
Like,
maybe I'll let you in.
Jay, so how's the season been for you?
You know, I never complain
You shouldn't.
because I pretty much get whatever I want. You know, I'm not above, if necessary, paying secondary to get something I really want, but I've been very lucky over the course of time to get everything that I want. So this year it's been less about the more difficult to get allocated stuff and more about getting unusual stuff. I think I've crossed kind of a threshold where I really I'm kind of over the hype for some of this stuff, and you know, I really prefer to dig into to the new and unusual stuff. I have a guilty pleasure for George T. Stagg, so every year I get a hold of a bottle of GTS. I don't hunt for anything else. I'm not a hunter. I don't stand in line for Jack. I don't stand, and literally, I don't stand in line for Jack. I don't stand in line for, you know, I don't spend the night waiting on, you know, lotteries or, you know, name drawing or any of that stuff. Um, I'm lucky enough to have enough resources to where I can just, you know, go get whatever I want when I want it. And not everybody can say that, so I'm really lucky. But you know, every year I get a GTS. I haven't laid hands on mine yet this year, but I'm sure I will. And it's difficult this year, right? Because everybody has been at home. They've kind of been tied to their computers. They've, you know, really been doing the hunt online, and they've been doing the telephone hunt, and these liquor store owners are fatigued. I can promise you.
Well, they're essential workers.
Guys,
Thank God for that.
guys walking in and saying, you know, what do you have in the back? You know, they really get tired of that.
Yeah.
You know, if you know any of them, they'll tell you. You know, anybody who really asks that question, they're gonna get a, you know, baloney answer. And it's just the nature of the beast. There's far more demand than there is product at this point. Even Buffalo Trace, you know, they send out the flyers and say, you know, we didn't have the foresight years ago to age enough barrels to meet with demand, so we have to do some funny things to make sure that we, you know, get this product out in an amiable way. So
you have to wonder if they're doing that now, though, because I suspect they're not.
what do you mean
They're
that they're not?
building extra warehouses, aren't they?
Say
I
again?
know that they're building extra warehouses, but are they building it for extra product? Are they building it for extra aging? Because like George T. Stagg stays in 3 different housings, where it's aged. So are they really building extra housing for that? You know, what I've heard in the rumor mill is they're never going to preserve more barrels for the aging process, because it keeps the demand so high and the supply so low that they can essentially keep raising the price, and they're getting much more than whatever whatever the price is per dollar for the.
The way I picked it up, it was for product. So yeah.
You're not wrong. No, you know, there's a grain of truth to that, but at the same time, you know, any person who knows how economics work,
That would be me.
That you know that's not sustainable. That model,
Not sustainable, but if you have no other product. However, you got product out there that's in demand, which everything that comes from Buffalo Trace is in demand all the times. You can sustain your limited releases probably on 1/10 to 1/3 at most of the rest of the profits.
But even though your profit margin might be good, your growth is not sustainable. You never get any bigger, so your bank account never really grows. Yeah, it's a long-term, you know, pretty steady revenue coming in, but you know, that's not the goal of a business. The goal of a business is to get bigger and bigger. So I think that they are ramping things up now, but there's nothing, you know, if they didn't do it 10 years ago, they're never going to catch up. Demand is never going to go down enough for them to catch up. If they didn't have the foresight to put enough of those barrels into their rick houses 10 years ago, it is what it is from now on. So, you know, if there's a really great documentary that's about to come out on the Van Winkle family, and they go into a lot of depth on this exact topic. You know, he had the one small rick house And now that's the reason his bourbon is so wildly popular, because it's a supply and demand situation.
It's highly sought after rather than widely popular.
Right. Yes. Bingo.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going through with everything. So
That
So
that
Jay,
maple
let me
book
ask
just
you a quick question about the store owners. And I know they're fatigued because people have been home, and I guess pretty much anything on the shelves have been selling, because there's such a variety and everybody likes something different. But are the owners so concerned with supplying their main customers, or they're more concerned with just selling what they have?
they walk an incredible tightrope when you think about it, because
Yeah.
one, they have guys that come in there who have the bank to drop 10K a year in their store. They want to take care of those guys. They're going to hold back some of their allocation to just hand over to those kind of customers. But yet they have the new customers that come in, and the customers that don't have that kind of bank that they also want to please, and they want to continue to come back in over and over and over again. So
Who's to say that first time customer won't be a repeat bankroller?
you're absolutely right. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
hard to know that, right? So as a
That's the
store
thing.
owner, you've got to decide, you've got to figure out, how are you going to try to best please your customer base? And you have to realize that, like most things in life, you're never going to please everyone. So
all the time.
you have to go into it knowing that no matter what you do, you're going to piss somebody off.
Yeah.
So
Who do you want to piss off more?
they are so fatigued, and they are so tired of people asking about allocation, and they go, a lot of them that I know go out of their way to bring in product that they think is going to be excellent. It's going to be really good. These guys bring in product that they say, hey man, you should try this, and people are like, nah, I don't want that. Where's the Buffalo Trace Antique? And that's you get dejected after a while, right? Because you can't win.
So I'm super new to this, but I also know enough about establishing relationships with businesses, and I have a really, really good relationship with two places that I go to, and they treat me real well. And sometimes I just go in there and say hello and buy a 6-pack of beer and never say anything. The other thing too is that if you do, one of the biggest things that I find is that if you have, if you be lucky enough to get something allocated, you always buy something else that's not.
Yeah.
No, you never leave that store with just an allocated bottle.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done. And the perfect example is what happened today. I go to this place all the time. I buy a lot of my stuff. I talk to the people. They know who I am. I pop in, even if I'm not looking for anything, I buy something, and I get all these attaboy points. So out of the blue, the manager of the store calls me, because they do their dump on Wednesdays. And she says, we've got some allocated stuff. I'm going to read off a list of everything that we have, and you get to pick one.
Nice.
And so she started off with, like Blanton's Gold, and she went from there, Weller 12, and all these things. And I'm just going, holy shit, I'll take one of each,
Did you get your 12?
Actually, it was a tough choice, but
Uh-oh.
when she turned around and said that, it was Blanton's Gold, and then it was Hill Farms.
Rock Hill
Rock Hill
Farms.
Farms.
Said, that's it. And I picked it up for retail.
Good for you.
And I know that bottle
Nice.
there alone is,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
for it.
That's awesome.
But it was just, like I said, it was completely out of the blue.
I don't know.
And then
I like that
I
one.
picked it up today, but I also picked up their store pick for
Wow, that's hot.
Riff,
Good.
and that was
How about having neat?
it was awesome.
That's a great story, DJ.
Yeah.
real quick. We
I went
hold on
on
one second.
Monday.
Hey Rob, hold on 1 second. So David and I went to a barrel proof Elijah Craig 12-year.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh my God, Whew, it's hot. right.
Ooh.
It's
Give me a little open flames right now.
yeah, it's 132.8.
132. Yeah.
Wow.
This is batch 920 from C. So I
Well,
don't typically like Elijah Craig, to be perfectly honest with you. However, I do like this. This is solid. That's I mean, it woke me up. I was
It's
like,
good.
"Woo."
It's freaking powerful. They're deep on the front and it
And the
runs
Nice.
all the way through. It runs
It
all the way
stays
through.
until your next sip, and then it's there again. Anyway,
Okay.
Rob, what'd you say? I cut you off, and then we need to go to Jonathan.
No,
And,
that's okay. So, I think for the year, my kind of like Jay, I'm not necessarily out there hunting things. I run into things. I'm in Ohio and I run into a giant eagle that just got their delivery of Wellers, and I'll pick up two 107s and two special reserves. But I will tell you,
Yeah, right.
at Pennsylvania here is a state controlled system. There was a local store that was reopening. They had closed down to do a remodel. On Monday, they were doing they were reopening for the first time in like 3 months. So everybody kind of knew they were going to be loaded with stuff. They opened at 9. I got there at 10 to 9. I was the 40th person. I was the 40th person in line. In the first 10 minutes, they sold 3 cases of Blanton's. They sold 4 cases of Eagle Rare and 3 cases of Buffalo Trace in 10 minutes. I got there and all they had left was Buffalo Trace, and I've got 5 bottles on the shelf. I don't need any more Buffalo Trace. Like, well, that kind of sucks. I waited in line to get all this, and then their bourbon shelves were stocked with some of the other things. There's some guys I saw one guy bought 5 bottles of Widow Jane 10. I'm like, damn, dude, you leave something for somebody else, but it's on the shelf. You can buy as many as you want.
Wow.
They were allocating 2 bottles of each of the other stuff to people. So everybody coming in could get 2 bottles of Buffalo Trace, 2 bottles of Rare, 2 bottles of Blanton, and get out. But I was amazed at how quickly it went. And I'm just sitting there outside the store, and I'm watching the empty boxes go onto the shelf, go onto the glass window shelf, and I'm like, there's another one gone. Oh, there's another. Oh, that's their last one. I can tell by the look in their eyes.
You said this was at the Giant Eagle, or?
No. This was at the state-controlled stores here in PA.
Oh, okay.
They have liquor stores. They have state-controlled liquor stores in
A
PA.
little messed up there for a second. I was like, you can go to the grocery store and get it.
hey, John. So what about you?
Well, this is, I think last week we talked about, this is kind of my first hunting season. My wife and I actually just moved to Fairview, so getting this little bourbon room, I've started really kind of adding in, things that I've tasted before and really enjoyed, but also kind of branching out and trying new things. But I'm a big history buff, and I think, Jody, you and me and you and DJ, we talked about the history behind some of the, the stories behind some of the bottles. And so I've actually been chasing a few of the bottled and bond bottles for the past couple of months. And so I've found a few here and there. Don's store out in Fairview always has a good pick. So Jay, I'll be grabbing that Bone Snapper probably tomorrow since you said
Nice.
I might have to grab that tomorrow. Since this is my first hunt, just like if we were going out in the woods here in the South and shooting at a deer, this is my first hunt, so I'm kind of taking my advice from you guys and soaking everything up. So for next season, I'm good to go, and I have a good list and a strategy going into the next season.
Real quick, gun season starts Saturday. Just letting y'all know for the people that are like. So Jay, you were getting ready to say something about a bottle.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you're in Don's store, get this too. This is a High West
Keep
double
saying
rye
that.
store
Yeah,
pick.
that's the high.
One of two barrels that made it to Tennessee.
I
And
keep
Yeah.
he
seeing that. I
he
should
had
try it, huh?
he had a rye. He had this last year. He did one barrel pick of this double
What's that
rye.
called? High what? I know it's high
High
west, but which one
West
is
Double rye.
double rye? Hold on a second. Let me see if that's what I got. Y'all go ahead and keep talking.
Anyway,
There you
yeah, there you go. You got it already. Yeah, all right. Yep.
There you go.
This stuff is fantastic. Another rye that I love. So
So my wife actually went to the local store. She's pregnant now, so she's not drinking bourbon. But when her and I first started dating, I turned her on to bourbon, and so she's kind of gotten with me throughout this experience and getting some new bottles. And so she went to the store to surprise me, and can't remember the lady's name, but she's seen us in there before. And she's like, "Hey, you should get that double rye, the High West, and he'll really enjoy it." And so she brought it home, and I was like, "Well, it's not kind of what I typically go for, but I'll try it." And I actually, I believe last week, Jody, I think I tried it while we were on the air last week. It's really good. I was really surprised by it.
All right, Billy. Well, you already told us your picks, right?
Well, I mean, I've been fortunate. Like, I got my stuff coming tomorrow. Again, for me, I'm not really on a hunt for too much, but I will tell you guys this: like, a lot of my bottles that I have, I'm trying to save for at least a year. And the reason for that being, you guys have seen my show on Instagram, so everything works out. Probably the next year or so, I'm gonna actually have a live studio where I'm gonna be doing cooking, and I'm also gonna have a bar and lounge. So all these bottles that I'm collecting now, this is where they're going to end up. So of course, when I have you guys on the show, that's when we're gonna get into it. So you guys will see me sipping on stuff like Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, because these unicorns, so to speak, I'm really saving for when that moment comes and I can have somebody on. We can have some high quality stuff. This is why I'm really so psyched about the knowledge that I get from you guys, because in my head, I'm building a list. I'm writing stuff down as to what I'm going to do with it. So, I mean, listen, Jay, you're a true inspiration to me. When you talk and you talk about something, I might be glancing over in the corner, writing it down, because these are all things that I'm trying to get my hands on.
Yeah.
Brother, I wish you lived closer because we have huge get-togethers where we have hundreds of bottles. DJ's been there. He knows what I'm talking about.
I've been
I
invited
mean,
twice and hadn't made it.
if you want to try something and you don't want to pay money, you just come to one of our gatherings and man, you'll be hooked up with a cornucopia of wonderful things. So.
Yeah, I got busted big time because
Wonderful things. I love the sound of that.
the last time I went to one of those things, I grabbed that Weller 12 and I snuck off in the corner.
With a straw.
Leave me alone.
Hey, Billy, can I ask you a question? Do you have a like a brick and mortar place right now, or are you all online?
Well, I'm all online, but I'm getting to the point to where, so here's my thing. It's called Cafe 305 Barbecue Sauce. And of course, you guys know I got other sauces coming. So being that it's called Cafe 305, I don't want it to be made anywhere else because to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
If you think about these distilleries and how long they've been around, they're not going to up and move their location or have somebody else make their stuff. So for me, I guess I'm a control freak. I don't want somebody producing my sauce when I know what it's supposed to be, when I know what it's supposed to look like. So for me, I'm going to put in the sweat equity into it, make it myself. I'm dangerously close to not being able to put it in my house anymore. I'm in talks with Cisco, Kraft Foods. I don't know if anybody's heard of Gordon Food Services.
Oh, yeah.
And, I got Flanagan's, a couple of other local restaurants that are now buying my sauce. But when I get a phone call, it's like, yes, I'm happy. But then when they're like, I need 30 of this, I need 30 of this, and I need 50 of this. It's like I look around and I'm like, oh shit.
Getting real.
So I'm
Yeah, I'm
even at
excited
this
for you
point,
though.
I'm looking for warehouse space, but again, I'm gonna get a big enough warehouse space where I can have a built-in kitchen where I can do my cooking shows from, and actually have a bar and cigar lounge where I can invite people in. We can sit down, we can talk, we can have a cigar, we can have a drink. Listen, I'm going global. Forget about it. And even in my feeble mind, my dreams are not big enough yet. So I'm continuing to push.
You're already global, Billy. I've got some more stuff on my fridge, man.
There you
There
go.
you go.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so I want to
Hey,
finish
Billy,
up. Before
you,
let me.
Billy, you get into GFS, you need to holler at me because I can get that stuff transferred into some of our sites.
Okay, beautiful. See,
All right, so the hunt for me has been, I honestly, I've kind of taken kind of Jay's philosophy this year. I haven't really went on the hunt at all. Both of the big catches I've gotten they were called to me, Rock Hill Farm and George C. Stagg Antique. Both of those, my guy called me and was like, hey, do you want this? I'm like, yeah. And both of them, I paid up price on them, but I didn't pay really high secondary market pricing, we'll say. All right. And I know this because Jay's told me some of the prices that that I can get Rock Hill Farms for. I'm like, oh Lord. And neither one of them I haven't opened yet. Hopefully, not hopefully, but on Monday evening, I will open up probably Stag with the wife, and so they celebrate my doctorate.
Dr.
So,
J.
yeah, so that'd be Monday, and then on the 28th, I'll open up Rock Hill Farms to celebrate our anniversary. So
Awesome.
next week will be a lot of fun for me. So so that'll be, those are like the big ones for me. Now I will tell you that I'm not above paying secondary pricing. Definitely on, I do have a unicorn out there. I really want the Eagle Rare 17, and there is a reason for it. It's got a lot of military heritage. It goes with some of my buddies that I served with and all that. That was a lot of our first bourbon drinks together was Eagle Rare, never the 17, of course. But we grew a relationship towards it, and it is something that I want to get and I want to consume, but not the whole bottle at one time. Like,
No, listen, as dumb as that was, it ended up with being a fantastic story about my very, very elderly grandfather. Because he was like 95 or 96 at the time, because I guess it was maybe a couple of years ago. Seriously. No, not yet. He's like 97 right now.
So that would have been
My
one.
okay, so I drank that entire bottle of 107. I was saying earlier, I'm gonna tell the story. I drank that entire bottle of 107. Every year for the summer, we go to this lake up in northern Maryland called Deep Creek, and I drank that entire bottle.
Deep Creek.
The hell out.
Love it.
Hell, for in deference to you and your rules about profanity, I passed the hell out.
Well, I called you a slack ass on the last show within the first 30 seconds of the show.
Oh, okay.
So
That works out too. That's fine. That's fair.
Just want to let you know.
So anyway, so I passed out, and I had, I guess my phone in my hand when I passed out, and then when I woke up the next morning on the couch, couldn't find it at all. So I was like, oh, my phone's dead. I can't find my phone, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like walking around this little rental, cabin that we're all in. My grandfather, who's like 96, I think at this point.
You just said he's 97, so this was last year.
No, it was 2 years ago now.
So he's 98.
He's 97 now. So it must have been 95 at the time. He was 95 at the time. All right, let it go. Yeah, it doesn't work. But
Right.
So he's 95 at the time. This guy,
from Michigan.
my 95. Let it go, man. My 95-year-old grandfather picks up the couch that I crashed out on with one arm, picks it up and just to look under the couch for my phone that, died, I guess, in my hand or whatever. And everyone, like the entire family just stopped and looked at him like, what is this guy actually made out of right now? That he's 95 years old and he picked up a couch with one hand. We all seen him do this. He's 95. He looks frail. he picked up the couch with one hand looking for my phone. As it turns out, my phone was under the couch.
Well, it's not like you're huge, okay?
No,
There isn't. There is that.
You know, it's not like you're 250.
no, and I'm not 250. He's sure as hell not 250.
No, he wasn't on the couch.
No,
Oh, he wasn't on the couch at the time. Okay, okay.
I
Just
got
lifted
off the
it,
couch
just pick it
while
up.
looking around the house, but like everyone's like, "Oh, I can't find the phone. Looking for the phone." My grandfather just walks over to the couch, and when we're all like, "Oh, he's not going to do that," and just like, I mean, it's not like
Was it a full-size couch or a low?
I saw that episode of The Incredible Hulk. I did. The old guy turns green and he goes.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
right here, like this.
Rips out of his shirt.
Put over and just
Yep.
There you go.
like
And
perfect.
then Bill
form.
Bixby
And we
comes
all just
back
looked at
in.
him like, really?
That's right.
All right, I want to ask Mal. I want to ask Mal out there in the Queensland. How do you guys do on the hunt? Is there such thing? Do you guys have a hunt?
There is. It's nowhere near as fun as the hunt
Ours
in
is
the US.
not fun.
Sure did.
Well, you've got more to shoot at. Put it that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still think
So-
we ought to have a purge. I really do.
So, dude, that conversation we had, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. So
Yeah.
traditionally, in the UK, we've got Buffalo Trace standard, Woodford standard, Maker's Mark standard. I'm not going to include Jack because it's not a bourbon. Jim Beam, standard, Black Label 8-year, Red Stag,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Everything else you see around me, everything else that I've had on the call, has been the result of my personal hunt this year because I started building this bar in January. It's like I knew something. It's like I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because I left my old job of 22 years last September, and I thought I'll have 6 months off, find myself a little job, and then carry on. And then we all know what happened. Part of that, while I was waiting to, while I was having the 6 month out, was, I had an awesome family holiday, had an awesome Christmas, had a great New Year, loads of time, loads of family time, loads of, memory making kind of thing. Part of that was building a little bar in my back garden, which I'm obviously sitting in now. That has turned into a real hunt. I've been drinking Jack Daniels and certain bourbons for a long time. It's how Jody and I first really got talking to each other when we were in Mexico and got along with each other. Even though you introduced me to Crown Royal, which, thanks for that. So
I didn't know
It's
anything. It
like-
was 2006.
2006, dude. Yeah. Since then, and for this year, since the current situation, exactly as Billy said, it's been more about the friendships, the brotherhood, the relationships, not necessarily relationships with the storekeepers and all that kind of stuff, which I have made, which I do have, which is incredible, by the way. It's like I say, it's like Billy said, it's you guys, not necessarily mailing each other olive oil and hot sauce and barbecue sauce. Billy, by the way, absolutely fantastic. It's been the knowledge that Billy talked about, and it's been introducing myself via you guys to new things, to new tastes, to things to look for. And in turn to find, and I've got stuff in this bar that I never ever thought I would that I would try, that I would sample. I've got some unicorns in here, definitely. I've got some standard stuff in here, definitely. I'm still looking for Smoke Wagon. We've talked about on the show before. Horse Soldier, never been able to get hold of. Rabbit Hole, and Rock Hill Farms. I really, really want to try. Other
Well,
than
we
that,
have the show when we do this the get together in March up in the cabins up in if we're released to go to the cabins, and when you can fly internationally.
Talking about Delaware?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get together and it's gonna be all the guys,
I'll be down
all
for
of
that.
us,
I'll be down
and
for that.
Yes,
we'll get
yes.
together and we'll stay for a weekend or so, and
Mhm.
we need to do something.
I will
Absolutely.
bring some Rock Hill Farm, and
Nice.
we'll have some Rock Hill Farm. I'll bring some Blantons too, and we'll not bring Stag. I'll leave that to Jay.
I'll bring some smoke wagon.
I'll bring Smoke Wagon.
Yeah,
I
please.
bring smoke wagon.
Jonathan, for the benefit of the call, I've
Bard's
switched to
down.
what Bard's saying too, so I'm there.
And Mal, can I just interject? If
Yes,
every AT-AT was stocked as well as yours is, the Empire would have never fallen.
Oh, I love
Way
it.
too much motivation. Way too much motivation to keep those guys running.
Welcome to the fucking dark side, dude.
Geometry of
Toast-
possible angles.
Toast the Emperor.
And Mel, even though you're
All right,
over
well,
in the
listen,
UK,
guys, we're at
I'm
the.
still gonna get you a set.
I
Oh,
cut you off,
dude.
Billy. I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I'm saying even though Mel's over in the UK, he's still gonna get a glass set because that he can get, you know.
Oh, Billy, love you, brother. Really do. That'd be
Yeah,
that'd be
brother.
awesome.
And Billy, if you need his address, I have that.
Billy's got I've bought sauce off him. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I
So
got
you can ship
everybody's
sauce.
address,
So we
it's
should be
good.
able to ship alcohol.
Because we'll just call it sauce.
Well, you know, for kicks and
I like
giggles,
sauce.
I think I really am gonna try to put like some Horse Soldier in another bottle and just send it. Like even one of my hot sauce bottles or barbecue bottles to see if they take it or if they just let it ride.
I'm down with
And
this.
then like send him the bottles separately.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Hungry.
If it clears, let us know.
Yeah, right.
oh, yeah. You'll be the first. You'll be the first.
He'll be calling me on Tuesday and be like, "Hey, can we do another show?"
Hey, Mal, if it goes through, hey, Mal, if that goes through, smoke wagon's coming your way, man.
No, listen, because I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I think I really am gonna try it though, you know, just to see what happens.
I would just take an olive oil bottle and make sure it says olive oil on it, fill it with the bourbon, put it in there, and then put the empty bottle beside it
So you can fill it over.
so you can just like refill it back up.
You better wash that olive oil out real good.
But you know, that's
Right.
that's exactly what I'm gonna do with my barbecue sauce bottles and put the tamper-proof seal on it. They'll look at it and be like, horse piss, whatever, and they'll just let it go through, you know, and then send the bottle separately.
Experiment on me, gentlemen. Experiment on me.
Real donkey on it.
Please,
What's that?
please, experiment.
All right, well, listen, we're at the top of the hour, guys. I am just going to stop the recording. So if you guys want to stick around for just a few minutes, that's fine. But either way, this has been fun. This is our show. This is what we created this show for, just to have fun and be able to get together and chat and have network. I mean, honestly, on this show, outside of this Yahoo, I only knew two other people prior to the show. That's Jonathan and Mal. And look how we keep growing the network. And I would say all of us are friends. I've been to Jay's house. Mark and I have exchanged packages numerous times. Rob and I are about to do that. It's in the process. It's in the mail. And DJ and John had lunch together and shared wonderful stories. And then Billy and I are business partners when it comes to the bourbon flavored,
Yes.
bourbon inspired. I'm sorry, barbecue sauce.
There you go.
Barbecue sauce, which is
Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that.
tried that. I just finished. By the way, I just finished that off, Billy. So we need to get that in production.
Oh, listen, listen. Right now, I got 100 bottles of it. Trust me, I'm just waiting for labels. When I tell you guys, I'm going all out. I'm going all
Did
out.
you put the donkey? Did you put whiskey?
I'm not telling you what you'll have to see it, but it's almost ready.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, this has been fun. Always drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Don't act like fools. And Billy, would you say the thing for us so we can finish off our drinks?
Ladies and gentlemen out there, be good to yourself.
Fair
Be
enough.
good to yourself.